Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by GulfCoast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have provided North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 25 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services, as named 7 years and running by the readers of the Lake City Reporter, the team from GulfCoast Financial Services. Founder and CEO John Kuykendall is our resource, providing that common sense approach to planning each and every week here on the program. And we always appreciate the insight and guidance that you provide, John.
Thank you, Peter. It's great to be here. I hope you had a good week. It's been a great week for us. Got a little rain, and also it's getting cooler, so that's great.
Yep, and the weather's turning. The days are shorter, heading into not only the winter months here, but the holiday season. And before you know it, the flip of a calendar page will be in 2022 in the blink of an eye. John, the time of year where thoughts tend to stray off of our financial progress, and we really actually can get sidetracked this time of year, maybe make some moves that can be to our financial detriment if we don't have an idea of what we can and don't want to spend for holiday gift giving and those kind of things. But the focus definitely not on the financial planning. It should be, though. It's not something that we should forget about.
Well, sure, Peter, we should never forget about it. It's something that we need. And, this time of year, it's real easy to overgive, spend more money than you thought, run up your credit cards, and then have to take next year to pay them down at some high interest rates. And so it's better to pre-plan that. At the bank a long time ago, we used to have what we call Christmas Club. And every week you could put $5 or $10 or $20, and then you could save up for Christmas gifts. And I always thought that was a great way to segment the amount of money that you were going to spend on Christmas. And when you spent that money, then you were done, but you paid for it ahead of time. And that's kind of like our retirement, Peter. Our retirement, we have to prepay. We're prepaying it by putting money into the market, by having an income plan, having a way to go, a focus, so that when we do retire, we'll have that prepaid and we can pay ourselves. I always thought that was a great analogy.
I like the idea of the Christmas account far better than the Christmas credit card. And if we rack it up on the Christmas credit card, I mean, what are those interest rates these days? 14 to 18 to 24% kind of on an average?
Oh, yeah, Peter. The thing is, if you get too much credit, of course, it's 24, 25%, which is a lot of interest to be given away. It's better to plan and have a plan in place and then work that plan. And I thought that, Dave Ramsey had some great ideas that we talked about on how to plan for Christmas and to get some extra money. I thought a lot of the things that he talked about was great.
Yeah, well, try the 4 gift rule, only giving 4 gifts to any. I know in my household, there have been years where the gifts stretched all the way out and into the hallway, it seemed like, and maybe we overdid it a tad. So delivering packages yourself, setting that holiday spending goal, just a few of the tips on Dave's list of how to control the holiday spending frenzy.
Yeah, well, on that 4 gift rule, that's really that's really a good way to look at it, because, it's to give a gift they need, to give a gift they want, to give a gift that something they can read as far as the kids go, and then something to wear. And if you do that, you've covered a wide variety, but you haven't inundated them with all the latest toys that are going to break. And before January, they'll always be out of it. I always remember the Christmas when I was a kid. I was about 7 years old, and I got a ukulele. And I was really happy with that ukulele. And I was walking out of the room and broke the ukulele by hitting it on the door.
Oh, no.
So I'd never forgotten that. I don't know why, but it was just something that stayed with me. But, gifts, toys break, but those 4 gifts, they'll be with you for a long time.
Yeah. We'll get a shirt with some words on it, and it's one that they wanted, and you cover all 4 with one gift. It'd be fantastic.
There you go.
But some common sense things, I think, to try to keep the spending under control. I mean, delivering packages that can cost more than the gift itself in some cases. And I know we've got,
Sure.
Amazon Prime free delivery, but it's worked in there somewhere. And if you can hand the gift to somebody, maybe it means a little bit more anyway. Like you talked about with the Christmas club, setting spending goals or limits, looking for sales throughout the year, and especially important this year. I think that we're hearing a lot about these supply chain issues. I've remembered years, John, where I've done my Christmas shopping on December 23rd and 24th. That might not be a great idea this year. So,
well, that's true. And, one of the things that he brought up in that article was the fact that you could get a job with Lyft or Uber or even Grubhub and deliver, because all these places are short on help. And right now they're looking for ways that they can get these online meals delivered. So it's a great way to make a little extra money. And a lot of people have extra time, teachers and all get off early. So they've got some extra time that they can work and make some money.
A lot of seasonal jobs out there and available. I see help wanted signs everywhere right now. So if you want to work, I think, no problem picking up some extra hours and making some extra money, which is never bad for anyone's financial situation.
Oh, no. And I think that's true. Right now is a great time to be able to make some extra money for Christmas and also be able to make some extra money for your finances. There's nothing wrong with making some extra money and putting it aside. Also, the thing, talking about doing baking instead of buying and giving baked gifts. I think a lot of those things are just common sense things that people forget at Christmas because we're busy and we're always wanting to find the right gift. I was thinking earlier today about my wife, what I'm going to get her. I can't figure it out. And when you've given out most everything, what do you give? I mean,
I'm notoriously difficult to shop for. Generally, if I want something, I go get it. And then I don't need many things anyway. I never go shopping for myself. And when people buy me things, I hear that they have a hard time figuring out what to buy. So, well,
I'm sure that's true, Peter. I mean, I wear the same shoe company. I buy the same shoes, same shirts, pants are from a different place, but it's what I want.
Yep.
And so I buy them when I need them, and I don't need a lot, but what I need, I have. And I know I'm difficult to shop for.
I will say no Christmas is complete without the socks and underwear, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can always get away with that,
Yep.
But they have to be the right socks.
That's right. The right brand, the right ones. Absolutely. Yeah. I've gotten some that were a different cut. They've got the low cut and the ankle cut, and then all the way up. You get the wrong ones and it's completely wrong. Yeah. So a great list of ideas to keep the holiday spending in line, provided by and via Dave Ramsey. And I'm certain, John, if somebody wants the complete list, lowering utility costs, making your own Christmas cards, keeping the light display in check, pick up cheap Christmas activities. The movie marathon idea was a great one. Yeah. If they want that complete list, you can email them out the link. That'd be no problem. Sure. You've also got a great list. Hey, Santa's got lists, right? He's got lists. He checks them twice. In order for us to keep our financial priorities on target, you also have some fantastic lists. The Are You Ready checklist of 12 questions to answer to know if we are prepared for retirement. I think another great list that people could get their hands on.
Well, that's true, Peter. And the first one on that list is, do you know how long you'll be able to generate income if your paycheck stopped tomorrow? So, I mean, how long would you be able to sustain your bills and live if you didn't have any money coming in? And that goes to number 2, which is the income gap. And the income gap, we've always said, is the amount of money that I have to spend for my normal bills, and then minus how much I've got coming in. And the difference is my income gap. And that all goes back to having that income plan, because if we have that income plan, then we're going to have that number and we're going to be able to work. Discretionary assets, how much do you need to generate in retirement income? It's just a great list that we've had here. That Are you ready? Are you prepared? Be glad to get out to anybody out there that wants to look at it. It talks about covering the cost of Medicare, covering the cost of medical during retirement, and long-term care, which a lot of people overlook. You can't be prepared if you don't have at least a way to get to the end of retirement and have most of the stuff covered that we're looking at.
Taxes, Social Security, income from retirement accounts, all covered in this list. 12 questions that you should have answers to know how prepared you are for retirement. And this list by itself, great to go over on your own time, or if you have a family member, a friend, a loved one, a coworker who's been talking about or thinking of retiring. Not I'm so ready to retire, I'm sick of work, but financially, are you truly prepared to face 20, 25, 35 years without the paycheck? You have to have answers to these questions, a great gift. So give a call and request the list for yourself, for that loved one or friend or neighbor or coworker who's thinking about it. It'd be a great thing to put in their hands. If you'd like the link to Dave Ramsey's article or this list, the Are You Ready to Retire list, just give a call to GulfCoast Financial Services, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. And that first question, do you know how long you would be able to generate the income you need if your paycheck stopped tomorrow? Well, John, when we retire, that answer better be as long as I need it to forever. And we're doing so intentionally. We are leaving that paycheck behind on purpose. So we better, all the way down to number 12, have that written retirement income allocation plan, a plan for generating that income in writing.
That's right, Peter. And we use this. I met with a client yesterday, and we used this not too long ago with her and her husband. And she came in wanting to retire, was tired of work. He had already pretty much semi-retired, but she didn't think she could quit. And so we went through this plan with her. We looked at her income allocation. We looked at how much her income gap was, took both their incomes into consideration. And when we got through doing this, we told her, said, look, you can quit tomorrow. Because you have enough. Everything we've covered all the gaps, long-term care, medical, all that stuff is covered. Why, if you don't want to work, you don't have to.
When she came in, she probably had not answered all of these questions. By the time she left, all 12 of the questions on this list, I'm sure, had been addressed and answered.
They were addressed and answered, and she was very happy. Had to work about 6 months more to actually get out of her job because she was a key person. But I met with her yesterday, and her husband had just gotten back from a long camping excursion out west. She's happy as all get out. He's happy. It's just great to talk to people who we can help go through this 12 list and come up with a plan for their retirement.
John, is that really kind of the key person that you can help the most there? Or if you don't mind, like backing up and looking behind the curtain there at GulfCoast Financial Services, who is it that you all can really help the most and provide the most assistance to?
Well, I mean, we do a holistic approach. So what we would like to do is start maybe 10, 15 years before retirement, and then build them up to retirement. But those people that are in the retirement age and concerned about what they need to do, we're the fit for that. We look at, as I said, a holistic approach. We look at taxes. We look at Medicare supplements. We explain all that to them. We know what to do. We can help them actually sign up for Social Security, sign up for Medicare. We'll maximize their Social Security for them and tell them where the sweet spot is in that. And then we'll look at their income gap, look at their asset allocation, make recommendations on how we need to move their money around to generate more income, make it safer in some cases. And then we'll tell them how much they can have for their retirement. And we will then every year work that plan with them and review it. And if they have a special need, we want them to come in and talk to us so we can figure out how we can best accomplish that roof repair, whatever, a new car purchase. We want all those things. Kids move home. We want all those things addressed in the plan as it happens.
And I bet there are many times in our financial life and progress when we understand there are reasons when and why we need to have the help of a financial professional, consult with an advisor, but that transition to retirement may be one of the most common, and it's helpful to make that transition successfully if we start early in that process. It's not something we want to procrastinate till the day after we've retired to have that conversation or to begin that conversation.
No, Peter, the one thing I have said, because of my age, I've kind of seen a little bit of everything so far. Some people say I'm as old as dirt, and I'm beginning to believe it. But, retirement is not easy. I mean, Medicare and Social Security, they're not easy to understand. They're not going to give you an understanding of it. They're just going to take your request. It's like going in and ordering a hamburger. You can tell them you want the hamburger, but they're not going to fix it for you the way you want it unless you tell them. And so we have the software and the capabilities and the staff to walk them through that and get that done. But then also there are other complications, because as we go along, we pay more in taxes. When we pay more in taxes, it also creates a higher Part B premium for our Medicare. More of our Social Security is taxed. We want everybody to understand that and understand how we can save them taxes if we can. Retirement is not simple. If it was, then everybody could do it and do it well. And so far, I can tell you there are a lot of people that have done it and wish they'd had gone to a professional because they made the wrong decision when they got there.
I'm working every day. I'm setting my alarm. I'm showing up for work. I'm sending some money over there to my retirement account, the 401k. I personally like the Roth 401k just for myself at this point in time. That's not specific direction. That's personal preference, but I'm doing those things. And I realize that eventually I'm going to want to stop doing all those things and live off of the savings. And so I talk with an advisor like yourself, John. Where does that conversation start? Like how do we begin that process, moving from one phase to the next?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to ask them what they plan on doing during retirement. Are they planning to travel a lot? Do they plan to spend money a lot early and then slow down as we get into that slow go phase? We want to know what they picture for their retirement. What's the best retirement that they can imagine for themselves? And then we're going to work through that. What special situations do they have? Do they have children living with them? Do they have special needs children? What is their mother living with them or their father? I mean, a lot of parents,
or might they into the future, or might kids come back in the,
right.
Those are important, right? And that probably shapes a lot of people's beliefs and value on money as well.
Well, yeah. And a lot of people will come in and say, I want to leave something to the kids because it's important for my generation to try to leave some money for the kids going forward. And so we have to take all that into consideration and then work up a plan that covers all of their needs and requirements. But at the same time, we can look at how much they have, figure out how we're going to rearrange it and reallocate it, and then come up with a plan and say, look, we're close. This is what we can do. This is what you'll have left over. But this would be better if we did this. Maybe you need to work another year. Maybe you need to get to your Social Security age, Medicare age, so that we can get you on Medicare. But in a lot of cases, we can do it no matter what. It just depends on the individual couple.
So we've done some of that conversation. We've formulated the plan. We've looked at investments, at income, at taxes, healthcare, legacy. And I'm reaching the phase, John, that I'm saying to myself, hey, I am kind of tired of working. I'd like to retire, do more of what I want. What to you are some of the signs that I can do that? I mean, a doctor takes our pulse and our blood pressure, our height and weight. They take our vitals to make sure that we are in decent health. What are the signs to you of somebody having a solid kind of plan for retirement?
Well, what we're going to do is look at the income plan. And if the income plan shows that our income gap is covered by predictable, sustainable income, and I've got a growth bucket that's going to grow to help cover inflation and cover all the unexpected things that I'm going to need in retirement, then we're going to sit down and say, okay, this is it. This is what we have. and you can retire, but we have to live within this budget. And if that's okay with them, then we're ready to go. We will walk them through the process of retiring, going on Social Security, going on Medicare, and then also make sure that we have long-term care covered.
Going back to that list, the 12 questions to know if you're ready to retire. Santa has his list. He checks it twice. John and the team there at GulfCoast Financial Services, they have their list, and we'll check it twice with you to make sure that you are ready to retire. If you would like that list, the 12 questions to know if you are ready to retire, gauge how prepared you are. You should have answers to each one of these questions, or if you would like to formulate the plan to get the answers, to determine how you would address each one of the important 12 topics on this list, pick up the phone, give John and the team a call, or even if you already have a plan and just want to make sure no stone has been left unturned, no risk has been left unaddressed, no opportunity has been left unidentified, and would like that review, pick up the phone, give a call. 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. And John, I always do like to remind even current clients that you love to get together and review the plan and the answers to these questions with them as well. So whether we are current clients or not yet clients, that offer is open to everybody.
Oh yeah, Peter. We want to make sure our clients, we email them and talk to them all the time, but everybody needs to do this at least once a year. We're going through right now. It's our busiest season, not because of shopping, but because we're doing those reviews right now. We're doing the tax reviews. We're looking at the Roth conversions. We're looking at the tax implications. We're looking at everything that we have to look at, in addition to signing up a lot of people for Medicare and for Social Security, helping them get through that process.
Well, it is a busy time of year at GulfCoast Financial Services, Gulf Coast Tax Advantage. They're working harder than the elves over there, maybe. But the new year is just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the hustle and bustle of the holiday season put your financial priorities off track or second in line. Let's make sure that we've got a plan and that we're sticking to it. John and the team there, they are your resource. If you'd like to look at the income, the investments, the risks that you're taking, the fees that you're paying, the taxes that you may be liable for, how to address some of our greatest financial and retirement risks, that's what the planning process is all about. Pick up the phone, give a call, 386-755-9018. That's 386-755-9018. You can go online, GulfCoastFinancial.net, GulfCoastFinancial.net. Lots of resources and the blog available there. The YouTube page, just search Gulf Coast Financial. You can find previous editions of the program, including our recent interview with tax expert Ed Slott, John talking about the 10 steps to financial freedom, John addressing some of retirement's greatest risks. Back in Halloween, we were talking about some of the scary financial issues that we have faced. Lots of great information there on the podcast, YouTube page, on the website. But the best opportunity of all and the true value of the program is the accessibility to a team of qualified, experienced financial guides as your resource. Give GulfCoast Financial Services a call, 386-755-9018. John, we always appreciate the guidance that you share here on the program. Knowledge is great, but it's the application of that knowledge that is truly going to give us power in the future.
That's right, Peter. We really hope we're helping everybody here. That's one of our missions, and we wish everybody happy shopping out there. Hopefully you can get what you want. Let's hope we don't have a problem this Christmas. But thank you so much, Peter. It's great being here. Great year, going into 30 years next year. Wow. So, yeah.
Always a pleasure speaking with John Kuykendall and the team there from GulfCoast Financial Services. They are standing by, looking forward to helping and assisting you any way they can. Give a call, 386-755-9018. And John, let's look forward to hoping that their 30th year is the best.
I hope so, Peter. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through GulfCoast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. GulfCoast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.